Hi guys, it's Never. Welcome back to the HH Gaming channel. Today we're going to be having a look at one of the level 60 expeditions called Garden of Genesis. As always, if you do enjoy this video, please make sure you like, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can keep up to date with our content in the future. Garden of Genesis is located in the top left of Eden Grove. There's a fast travel point fairly close to it, which makes it nice and accessible, unlike Dynasty. As many of you would have known, the run to Dynasty is absolutely awful and it's not one you want to do repeatedly. The enemies in Garden of Genesis are Angry Earth, which means they're weak to fire and slash damage, and also strong to strike and ice damage, so make sure you're considering that when you make your group, as ice gauntlets won't do anywhere near as much damage as fire staffs, for example, so always make sure you're bringing the best that you can to make sure you can clear the content. Most of the trash in this expedition as well is similar to other Angry Earth enemies that you would have encountered out and about in the world, especially in Eden Grove. So there are a few named non-boss enemies which you'll see here, who are mostly just empowered versions of the various types that you've seen. So there'll be archers, there'll be shamans, amongst various other things, but they're all very easy to counter. Obviously the named enemies will be a lot stronger, so make sure you're bearing that in mind when fighting them, but they shouldn't really pose you much of a threat. So the first boss you'll encounter is called Taxidus, and we honestly didn't know that this was a boss until after we killed it. It's so straightforward and doesn't have much health either. So the only things that it does is it has ranged abilities that it will throw out after facing you, so it's nice and easy to dodge to the side. And other than that, it does spawn an ad at the start of the fight, or just into the fight, which is very easy to kill. It doesn't have much health at all. I believe it does spawn it several times throughout the fight, but other than that, all you need to do is just make sure you're dodging its AoE ability, its ranged abilities, and kill the boss. It does hurt if it does hit you, so be careful not to get hit too often, but it's nothing that a health potion shouldn't be able to heal you through. At least that's what I found. So the next boss that you'll encounter is called the Caretaker, and this one really is a big step up from the last boss. It actually gave us a bit of a challenge. We wiped several times on this while trying to figure out how it actually worked. So it's a 2-phase encounter. The first phase is nice and simple. All you have to worry about is a few ranged abilities, which, just like the last boss, he will turn to face you before using them. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for when he faces you and dodge to the side. But other than that, the first phase is nice and simple. It's just a case of damaging him down. He will transition into the second phase at around, I believe it's 66%, in which case he will surround himself with a circle of vines. So there's a few ways of doing this. Either you can do what we've done here, and we've left a few players outside. We used 3 to kill the adds that he spawns periodically during the fight. However, the people inside the circle will have to watch for his stamina bar, as if he manages to get off a channeled ability, he will wipe your team. And there is also a mushroom that you need to kill on the inside as well. But doing it the way we did meant that when we go into the next phase, there is no adds to worry about at all, apart from maybe a few stragglers that we can pick off nice and easily. Taking us into phase 1 once again, nice and clean. We don't have to worry about anything other than dealing with the boss's mechanics itself. The other option of doing this is to have everybody stack in the middle and heal through all of the damage. Obviously, when you get back into phase 1 again, you will have to deal with all of the adds. So obviously, you may need to make sure that you are killing those quickly. Once you reach 33%, it will go into phase 2 again, so you just need to repeat exactly what you did before. So whether you had people inside or a few people outside, make sure you're doing that, find what works best for you, and once again, it's just a case of repeating what you've already done, and you should be on for a kill at this point. It's just a case of dealing with phase 1 again. However, this time the boss will be jumping around, leaving pools of blighted water under you. Make sure you don't stand in those, as they will give you the blighted debuff, which reduces your healing taken and eventually will kill you unless you've got blight tinctures to get rid of that debuff. So the final encounter of this expedition is called the Blighted Greenkeeper. Greenskeeper. It is nice and easy, especially compared to the last boss. It's very straightforward. The only things to worry about here is that the boss will send out these green orbs that will travel around the room. If they hit you, they will do some significant damage. And other than that, there's a green beam that the boss will channel on you. That doesn't do any damage directly. However, once it goes off, there will be a poison circled underneath you. That, however, does do some serious ticking damage, so make sure you're moving out of that quickly. Other than that, the boss charges around underground towards ranged players. If that hits you, it will probably kill you, but it's very slow, so you can move out of that very quickly. The only other things to really worry about during the main part of this fight is the boss does do cleaved AoE damage, so don't stand in front of the boss and move out of any green circles that spawn on the floor, as a boulder will fall on you, which you do need later in the encounter. Unfortunately, if you are dead already when these boulders fall on you, it will stop you from being able to be revived. But as you can see here, every now and then the boss will channel an ability, so you have to hide behind those boulders to ensure that you don't get killed by it, as it does hit insanely hard. That is everything to this fight. It is so nice and simple. It's very calm. We actually had a few attempts beforehand where our healer had his graphics settings set quite low and couldn't see the poison. We managed to survive really late into the fight, nearly killing it with just 2 DPS alive. So just keep your calm, move out of any incoming damage, and you should be fine. And that's everything, so thank you for watching our video. Please do let us know in the comments if you enjoy this kind of content, if you'd like us to keep producing it. But other than that, thank you so much. Make sure you do like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.